In this video, I'll be showing you how to convert an image such as PNG, BMP, JPEG, tiff to a vector format for laser cutting. So this would be a file format such as DXF or G-code. We'll be doing this using ScanCAD. So first we need to open up the raster image. We'll go to Open and choose our image. I'll use this one for the example. Okay, so we have a poor quality image here. We can see a lot of problems that we need to clean up before we go ahead and convert. So first we'll clean up the image using the Clean Raster Image tool in ScanCAD. We'll threshold the image, just converting everything to black and white since we don't need the colours. We'll remove the speckles and holes and move up the speckle and hole size. And that's pretty much all we need to do with this image. So we'll click OK, and that will save the cleaning to the canvas. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is convert the image. So to do that, we go to the Convert Raster Image tool in ScanCAD. And because we're converting this for laser cutting, we're going to use the outline option. And the defaults here are already probably the best that you'd want to use for laser cutting purposes. So you can see that the slider is quite high on the smooth end, bias to curves and lines and arcs in the output, meaning that the vector image will be formed of vector lines and vector arcs. Now let's hit run and just preview the results in the preview window here. So we can see the conversion and we can compare that to the original image just to see how accurate it is, and it looks good to me. If we weren't happy with the conversion, what we could do now is change the settings and hit run as many times as we want until we are happy with the results. When we are happy, we click OK to save the results to the canvas, and we're now viewing the vector image. So let's click Highlight Vectors just so I can see what we have here. Pink represents vector arcs and red represents vector lines. So it's important to note here that ScanCAD has created the image using as few vector entities as possible whilst being accurate to the original image. ScanCAD does this to make it the most suitable for CNC cutting, laser cutting, whatever your cutting requirements are. So this is optimized for your laser cutting. So the next thing you may want to do before saving out your file is add scaling so that when you do come to laser cut the design, you know that it's the correct size. To do that, we can click the Measure tool. And let's say, as an example, we want this whole design to be 30 centimeters in width. We could choose orthogonal snap, meaning that the line we're about to draw will just be perfectly horizontal. And we could also choose snap to endpoints, meaning it will snap to the vectors. Okay, so we'll click and draw like so. You can see it's snapping. And you'll see that that's auto-filled this measurement up here. So we're going to say that the distance we just measured is, calibrate, and as an example we'll say 30, change the unit of measurement to centimeters, click apply, and now the whole drawing has the correct scaling and measurements. So we've converted the original poor quality raster image to a nice clean vector profile which is optimized for our laser cutting, and we've also added scaling information. The final thing to do is to save out the file. ScanCAD supports DXF, DWG and G-code file formats, so we can go to File, Save as Vector, and from here you can see the options, and you can go ahead and choose G-code, for example. Let's just name this test. And you'll see that when we select G-code, we also have some G-code specific settings here should you want to set them in your conversion software. When we click OK, that generates a file and you can go ahead and cut the design. Try this for free at scancad.com.